Modern life has taught us a quiet habit. When we struggle, we look outside ourselves for the answer. We medicate discomfort. We optimize behavior. We scroll for relief. And slowly, we hand our attention over. From above, the city glows, not as streets and buildings, but as a circuit, alive with signals, running on borrowed power. Neuroscience is beginning to notice something unexpected. The brain is not broken. It is simply undercommanded. There is a switch, not chemical, not technological, but cognitive. The belief that you are in control. Watch what happens when one person pauses. The noise freezes. The notifications fall silent. A single breath enters the body, and for the first time, it is chosen. Inside the mind, the prefrontal cortex lights up. Fear quiets. Focus returns. The system wakes. Practices once called mystical are now measured, mapped, and tested. Breath, attention, stillness, ancient tools, meeting modern science, reshaping neural pathways in real time. This is not escape, it is authorship. When we stop outsourcing our agency, the strings dissolve, the brain reorganizes, connections widen, possibility expands, like galaxies forming where limits used to be. You move through the same world, but no longer as a passenger. You are directing the signal. Because the most powerful technology on Earth was never an app, or a pill, or a system. It was installed in you from the beginning. Human agency, the antidote for everything. An Esoteric Lore limited podcast series. The greatest transformation does not arrive from the future. It activates from within.
There's a strange thing about the human brain. It can know better and still do worse. It can promise change on a Monday and return to the same old loop by Wednesday. It can recognize the unhealthy relationships, the late night scrolling, the sugar, the anger, the procrastination, the addiction, the avoidance, the self-sabotage, and still, like a machine following an old script, it repeats. Not because you are weak, not because you are broken, but because the brain has one ancient obsession: efficiency. The brain would rather run an old program badly than write a new program consciously. And that is where agency begins. Agency is the moment the human being interrupts the machine. This is the battle for the real matrix. Welcome to Esoteric Lore. Today's episode is called Agency, Brain Behaving Badly. The brain is a miracle, but let's be honest, sometimes the brain behaves badly. It loops. It predicts. It automates. It protects old pain. It chases short-term reward. It makes the familiar feel safe, even when the familiar is slowly destroying us. Neuroscience tells us that habits are not simply bad choices. Habit formation involves deep brain systems, including the basal ganglia. And as behaviors become automatic, control can shift from more flexible goal-directed system towards more sensory motor routine-based circuits. That means the thing you call being stuck may actually be your brain doing what it was trained to do. The brain is not always interested in your future. Sometimes the brain is interested in saving energy right now. And that is the greatest of conflicts. Automation wants comfort. Agency wants transformation.
Part 1. The brain loves automation.
Let's begin here. Automation is not evil. Automation is how you drive a car without consciously thinking about every movement. It is how you brush your teeth, tie your shoes, open your phone, walk into the kitchen, reach for a snack, check the same app, replay the same argument, return to the same emotional state. Automation is the brain's way of saying, I've seen this before, let me handle it. The problem is this: the brain does not only automate good behavior, unfortunately, it automates whatever is repeated. Peace can become automatic. Discipline can become automatic. Prayer can become automatic. Exercise can become automatic. But so can anxiety, laziness, outrage. So can lust. So can addiction. So can helplessness. So can the identity of, this is who I am. Habit research shows that repeated behavior in stable contexts can become automatic when the same cue keeps triggering the same routine. The basal ganglia are strongly associated with this kind of habit learning. Although habit formation is complex and involves multiple brain regions, not one simple habit button, unfortunately. In other words, your brain is constantly asking, what do we usually do here? Not, what is the best version of me called to do here? The second question belongs to agency.
Part 2. The loop.
Every unhealthy pattern has a loop, a cue, a craving, a behavior, a reward. You feel stress, it's a cue. You want relief, cravings. You scroll, drink, eat, rage, avoid, gossip, numb out, behavior. Then you feel a tiny release, reward. And the brain says, good. Save that. Use it again. Dopamine is often misunderstood as merely being the pleasure chemical, but its role is more complex. Dopamine is deeply involved in learning, motivation, reward, prediction, and the brain's response to whether an outcome is better or worse than expected. So when the brain gets a quick reward, even a cheap reward, it learns that the phone gives relief. It learns that anger gives power. It learns that sugar gives you comfort. It learns that avoidance gives you temporary peace. It learns that the bad habit works. Not morally, not spiritually, not even long term, but it works chemically. For a moment it works, and the brain is very vulnerable to anything that works immediately. This is why agency is hard, because agency often asks the brain to choose a delayed blessing over an immediate reward. For example, agency says, do the hard thing now so the future self can breathe. Automation says, take the relief now. We'll deal with the future later. And later becomes a lifestyle.
Part 3. The predictive brain.
Here's where it gets even deeper. Your brain is not merely reacting to reality. Your brain is predicting reality. Predictive processing theories argues that the brain constantly uses past experiences to generate expectations and then compare those expectations with incoming information. In plain language, the brain is always guessing what is about to happen next. That means the brain is not just seeing the world, it's seeing the world through expectation. As always, I leave you with a poem, Brain Behaving Badly. The brain loves roads already worn by fear, old loops whispering, come back here. But agency rises with breath in its hand, a quiet command the body can understand. Pause before impulse. Witness the flame. You are not your pattern. You are not your shame. The mind may wander, repeat, crave, and fall, but one conscious choice can interrupt it all. For the loop is not Lord, and the past is not king. Agency is the soul remembering its wings.
There's a moment after you hear something true when it lands in your body, not as an idea, but as a decision. I don't want to keep living on autopilot, because autopilot isn't weakness. It's your nervous system running fast patterns under pressure. That's why smart people still snap, scroll, avoid, and repeat. Here's the reframe that matters. You are not your reactions. A reaction is a surge. You are the one who can interrupt it. Not by calming down perfectly, but by creating a small gap, a pause, seconds of space where choice becomes possible. That's also why insight alone doesn't change behavior. Under stress, knowledge disappears. Skills don't. Skills are trained. The Agency Academy book gives you the blueprint. It explains what's happening and where your leverage actually is. The Pause app is the training ground. It helps you practice in real moments when it's hard. If you're tired of reacting, go to iwillpause.com. Start training, claim the book, and choose differently in the next moment that matters.
If you like this video, please subscribe, share, and give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. See you next time.